Nottingham Forest are continuing a tremendous transfer window. Douglas Luiz is now gonna join them. Yeah, this is fantastic. If I must say, you know, this is a transformational signing. I'm speechless right now because Forest are really completing some brilliant business. I'm jealous. This is a transformational capture. We know Douglas Luiz had a brilliant time at Aston Villa even a couple of seasons ago. His last season at Villa, where he was transformational. Um, you know, given Unai Emery and where he took Villa from where they were under Steven Gerrard, Douglas Luiz was a key member of that. We know Unai Emery had his style of football where Villa was so heavy on baiting the opposition press and playing through it, and then quickly going on the break to score goals. Douglas Luiz was exceptional at that. A midfielder who doesn't mind having the ball in tight areas, a midfielder who doesn't mind having the ball and pressed, a midfielder who doesn't mind having the ball with his back to goal. Um, he was excellent for Villa in that respect, and I was very surprised the way he left. Even going to Juventus, I thought he was going to stay in the Premier League if he was to leave Villa. Also, we know Villa had their PSR complications, but I didn't think he was one of those key assets that Villa would have been forced to sell. I thought Emery would have been fought hard to keep him. Maybe he did. Maybe it wasn't in his control. Um, but yeah, I'm so glad to see him back in the Premier League. I think this is a phenomenal player. I'm a huge fan of Douglas Luiz. And Forest are now getting that benefit, now getting that blessing. And yeah, one for which Forest fans should be excited about. Douglas Luiz now allows Forest to be more tactically flexible. We know Forest style, soaking up pressure, hitting teams on the break through Morgan Gibbs-White, Callum Hudson-Odoi. We know they've considerably added to their attack and whippery with James McAtee, Omari Hutchinson, Dan Ndoye, Igor Jesus, players like that. But now, they needed midfield numbers. And Douglas Luiz is a brilliant signing. Even his potential partnership with Elliot Anderson is phenomenal. That will allow Forest not only to now play on the counter, but also progress the ball. Also, play on in a build-up. They'll be playing Europa League football, so which means they'll be meeting teams who are more tactically advanced, who will have the answers